Check, 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 check. Okay, it's time. Let's do this thing. Hey, I want to play Project Blue. Why? Well, I've just been playing Project Blue for the past couple of days. I might have made 1 or 2 decks. I definitely made more than 1 or 2 decks. And I feel like it's time to try playing this format on stream. I figured if anyone wants to play, we can play. And then if I lose a game, I can swap decks. Or I can just keep running it back if the person that wants to play wants to do the same matchup over and over again. I'm good either way. That's kind of how I'm fine. I'm really up for it, whatever. But I figured we should talk about this format. So let's talk about Project Blue. So what is Project Blue? Project Blue, hey, we should hit this button. Hold on. I know the best way to do this. Boom, it's this one. Hey, oh, you know what? We can actually fix the while we're here. We can fix the webcam coloring. Boop. I was playing. There we go. Do all this. There's the fix. I was playing Marvel Rivals all the way up till the moment I hit start streaming, and so I did not do literally anything. Gotta get everything situated. Gotta get the hair presentable. Gotta show off the new shirt. Look, check it out. We got a new shirt from Into the AM. I figured because we're exploring uncharted territory, we go with the there. Let's change the angle. There it is. Uncharted territory. We would go with the spaceman, with the exploring in space and probably meeting an untimely demise. What is Project Blue? Project Blue is an experiment that Flesh and Blood creators, Legend Story Studios, also now called Legend Story Labs, an offshoot of Legend Story Studios, is tinkering around with a new format that's, I guess, attempting to bridge the divide, perhaps, between, excuse me, Blitz and Commoner. At least it's one possible theory. Now, whether or not this actually ends up sticking, who knows? But from what I've experienced thus far, it's pretty cool. So, what is it? Here's the rules, the deck building restrictions. Here's how you do it. If you wanted to join me in building decks and playing this format, you can build a deck. Let me hit OK on this. There we go. Let's just pull up a deck. You can build a deck. We'll do this one because everybody loves Kasai, as they should. You could build a deck. Boop, there it is. With commons and rares only. Commons and rares only. These are your only options for building a deck. Commons and rares. You cannot use specializations. You cannot use majestics. You cannot use legendaries. It's only commons and rares. But there's a couple of other changes. They give you 3 extra cards. You run a 40-card, like exact period end of story, a 40-card deck, and you have 55 total cards with which to put into your deck. So you get slightly more sideboard space. The overall addition of rares means that you can play certain heroes that you really couldn't before. Well, that's not true. In Commoner, you can play this girl right here, Dromai. You can play her. But why would you want to? Because you don't get to play your dragons. I mean, seriously, why would you even care? So instead, now you get to play your dragons because you have rares. So you have access to that. I have my opinions so far on the format. I think it's okay. There's more to talk about as we go. Come on. I guess we'll just type in, just to keep the cards on there. Project Blue. Here we go. These are the decks that I've built thus far for it. Some of these are decks that I've played. Some of them are just, like, for example, I think this Riptide deck is theory crafted, if you will. But overall, commons and rares, what does that do for the card pool? What are the benefits of something like a Project Blue? Well, I will show you. Let's click a couple of these, like this Kasai deck, made of commons and rares, and most of these cards are just straight up main board cards in the actual like Kasai list. Blade Runners, hit and runs, depends on who you're talking to. I am now playing hit and runs in my version of the list. It's a little bit more aggressive when you play the hit and runs. You can do some more combo stuff with hit and runs because you can apply this buff to, especially the red ones, to an attack action card if you're playing it, which, by the way, is why we have pound for pound in there. Anyway, what this allows you to do with all of these cards that are very much like the CC, like main board type thing, is it allows you to make a deck for $10. This deck costs you $10 if you wanted to go out and buy it. And in fact, this entire page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you could probably buy for $100. You could buy 12 decks for $100. That's pretty cool. Now, I will say one of these decks is actually, I think it's this one. I think it's the Briar deck is now showing as $20. So maybe it'd be $120. I don't know. Either way, the benefit to this is that decks are a lot cheaper because you're pushing out the Majestics and the Legendaries, particularly the staple Majestics like Enlightened Strike and CNC are no longer available to you. And of course, the legendary pieces of equipment, generic legendaries, and so on and so forth, right? All of that to say you have cheaper overall deck prices. The other benefit to this over something like Commoner is that you have, like I said before, access to some more class-defining or really hero-defining cards. I think this is where Flesh and Blood is moving to. Over the past year, maybe 2 years, Flesh and Blood and the card pools have really moved towards hero-based kits. My hero is Fang. XYZ, right? Like, let's say your hero is Fang. If your hero is Fang, this is his kit that he plays around with, okay? Like, he's using these pieces that really there's no overlap. There's been siloing of card pools into different little areas for people to only access via their one hero, essentially. And that's because of the talent. It's because of the class. It's because of specifically hero-centric design. These daggers, specifically these daggers, are really built for these attack reactions and vice versa. And so that's the kit that you build from. Adding rares means that some heroes get more of that kit, like, for example, Fang, who has Affirm Loyalty and has access to Endear Devotion if you wanted to play it, and Fire and Brimstone, which is a legendary, like so on and so forth, right? You play Rake Over the Coals. All of these are things that you can now do. Now, the other big thing about this format is that it has a major ban list attached to it. So if you don't know anything about this, the ban, I can actually just Google it, I think. Here, if we go here, we go Project Blue ban. There's like a couple of people that have made little copies. So this is the extensive ban list of Project Blue. So it's not just commons and rares only, but like, I mean, we got some heavy hitters being banned here. Aether Ironweave is huge. Goliath Gauntlet was a shocker to me, but I mean, +2 on the board. Waning Moon is massive for Wizards. That was a big gut punch. Snapdragon Scaler is massive as well. You're here for the dragons. Hey, that deck, we could play that deck. Zephyr Needle needs to go. Rosetta Thorn needs to go. Ragamuffin's Hat, that's stupid. I think that should be in the thing, but then again, I am definitely coping on that. Anyway, all the Aether Flares, Ball Lightning, Belittle, Bonds of Ancestry, Counter Blessings is gone, so you can celebrate that. Deadwood Dirge, Drone of Brutality, because of course it's Flesh and Blood. What format would exist if you didn't ban Drone of Brutality? Electromagnetic Somersault, because it's broken. Fates and Sinks are both gone, which is massive. Flick Flack Plunder Run, great one. Rake the Embers. This is the one that was most recently shocking to me. All of the Rootbound Carapaces. Yes, I built Verdance, and I was like, all right, let's do this. Oh, nope, no, can't do that. I guess that's done. Seeds of Agony is gone. Seeds of Agony, not a thing. Sigil of Solace. Of course, they had to murder my boy. Cash-In no longer exists in any format ever except LL, and I mean, who wants to play that in LL? Who can play that in LL? Like, who cares? Who's actually good enough to play that in LL? Oh, hey, that's me. It's just like, whatever. Okay. Anyway, Project Blue. So there's a massive ban list. Most incredible play was watching a friend swing for 35 in one turn with Florian. Oh, off of a bunch of rune chants, probably. That's pretty cool. Either way, you're here now. Welcome, Rebecca. And we're going to play some Project Blue. So the question becomes, where do we start with this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess that's 11 decks. 3, 6, 9, 11. Okay. Wheel D. Oh, wait, that's not how you spell decide. There we go. Let's get a wheel decide going. And then we can just enter some names. What do we have here? We've got a Briar. We've got Fang. We've got Aurora. Briar. Fang. Oh my God. What is going on? What in the world? What are we doing? What's going on with life?